Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. I tell you what, I swear I'm such a bonehead. It's like, man, learn something, would you? How many y'all have been watching my videos? How many times in just the last month or two have I been burnt by checking 12-volt DC circuits with a multimeter? More than I care to think about. Well, guess what? I don't have an RV video today for you, so if you're expecting an RV video, just go away. It's probably not going to be for you. But this pertains to RVs because I'm constantly checking 12-volt DC circuits on campers, RVs, and this keeps burning me, and I cannot learn. I don't understand. I'm working on my old Chevrolet pickup here, and I decided to look into the wiring situations a little bit. Had some things that weren't working. One of them was my fan. This doesn't have an HVAC system, my old 76 Chevrolet pickup, because the HVAC, as far as I know, stands for heat, ventilation, and AC. This just has heat. The only ventilation are the wing glasses on each door and the vents that you open and close manually down in the floor, in the kick panel. So this don't have an HVAC system. It just has a H system. Fan wasn't working. The previous owners who done, the more I look at this thing, the more I'd love to get a hold of that guy. He had run a toggle switch. It's a push-pull toggle switch, but still the same thing. It was under the dash, and he had power ran out to the motor. Well, the power supply, wherever that used to be, wasn't working anymore, so I didn't have any fan. So I started tearing into it, got my multimeter out, of course, and now I have figured out what's wrong with it, but let me go through my process with you. If you feel like watching this, just let me go through it, show you what I did, what I should have did, what I didn't do, and what I'm gonna do. You got all that? So yeah, let's get you set up over here and get started. All right, so just like seems like I always do anymore, I got my trusty multimeter out. I put it on DC. I went in and turned the H system on. Let me go do that right now. So I came out here and I unplugged the one connector that goes to the heater motor, and I checked with my trusty multimeter. And I did not have any power out here, okay? So then I went inside to the H control panel and I started checking. So let's move inside. Oh, while I was here, I done this. The battery for this truck is right here, right out of sight for you. I hooked me a jumper wire up to the positive side of the battery. And I went to the fan motor, and I go, okay, fan motor's fine. Sounds good, runs good, so it's a power issue. Now I did go in here to the resistor. If you know anything about car H systems, there's a resistor in there that allows the fan to run at different speeds. This has 3, high, low, and medium, or high, medium, and low. All that checked out fine. So let's go inside and show you what I found. And watch, he's probably not going to do it today, but let's go see. Of course, I have fooled with it, so it's not going to do it today. And actually, after I thought about it for a second, I was getting, now the battery hadn't had a good charge in it for a while, and I knew that. And I was getting was getting like just under 11 volts out there at the fan motor with my multimeter. So then I came inside here and found the power wire coming up to the H system, which was right here. It leaves right here and goes right straight down to the fuse box right there. Okay, this is only like 24 inches long. All right, so I went here, checked with my trusty multimeter, and I had the same voltage. So I was like, huh. So then I tore the dash out, which actually is going to be a blessing in disguise. I'll explain that here in just a minute. I took the fuse box off of the firewall because if you've worked on modern vehicles, you know the fuse box is in a modern vehicle's quite a complicated little piece of electrical equipment. This one's not, because they're just wires coming out of the back of the fuse panel. It just screws it to the firewall just so it has a place to hold it. And so checked all that, had the same voltage, and then I had a brain fart. I was like, ooh, let's get the test light out, make sure that not messing up. Got the test light out. It was just glowing. I mean, not bright. So I went out to the battery, run across the battery. It's pretty bright. But everything in this H system was just dim. It would just barely light the test light. So I was like, oh man, this wire right here is bad between here and the fuse panel. So that's when I took the fuse panel off the firewall, and I was getting ready to cut the wire and run a new wire. I was like, wait just a second. This has the old glass fuses. I'm going to get you down here, see if I can show you these fuses. All right, forget most of what I just said. Gosh, you can't make this stuff up. I didn't have the key all the way to the on position. So let me show you this again. So here is our wire coming from the fuse panel. Okay, 12.3 volts. Okay, I did charge the battery. So so then let me show you what the test light does. So then I got my trusty test light out, and look at here. It won't even light the test light now. All right, meter shows 12 volts. See if I can do this all at once here. Okay, so the test light doesn't even glow now. Let's see if I can set this up here so y'all can see it. All right, I don't know. The test light's showing 12.4, but as soon as I touch that wire with my multimeter, showing 12 whatever. As soon as I touch it with this test light, the voltage goes to 0. Okay, so all right, now we got all that done. Now let me see if I can get you set up back down here and show you this fuse panel. The very top fuse up here in the right corner says heater. Okay, I told you this was just an H system. Now let me show you something here. Well, what I found, I pulled the fuse out and just, like I said, I almost cut that wire. Now, I pulled the fuse out. Well, the fuse is all corroded. Those glass fuses have like chrome ends on them. It was all corroded, dude. I mean, it was just discolored a little bit. Instead of being nice and shiny and silver like it is now, it just kind of looked funny. Had a little brown tint to it. checked the fuse. Fuse is good. Checked the power coming in with my test light. This is nice and bright. Oh, that's weird. Now, let me cut the light off and show you. So let me see if I can show you what's going on. I'm gonna plug the fan back in up here where I was just at with that connector. Plug it back in. That's the power wire for the H system. Okay, there we go. Now let me cut that light off and see if I can show you something. What I'm gonna do is put my trusty knife in there and touch the fuse and the fuse holder at the same time. I want you to see something. This is gonna be hard to do. Let me get set up here and see if you can see it. All right, and I also went out there and plugged the motor back in. Now let's try this again. Let's see if you can see it. You might see it. You definitely hear it. Alright, all I done was touch that fuse and the fan's working now, as you should be able to hear. Works just like it should. Alright, so what I determined was that not only was the fuse corroded, but the holder was corroded as well. So I'm gonna have to go in that fuse box and clean all of those contacts for those fuses. So, like I said in the very beginning, what a bonehead. Am I ever gonna learn? I've got to start leading with a test light. When I'm checking a 12 volt DC circuit, first thing I need to pull out is my test light. If I can't figure out what's going on by then I can get my multimeter out, because this is getting old. Yeah, if I'd have been on the job, you know, it would have been an extra hour and a half I spent trying to diagnose that. And all I had to do was get my test light out and I would have known real fast. But like I say, not all's lost. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, because when I pulled the gauge cluster out, that's what I should call it, this is what I found here. Oh, quick shout out to Sam. He's a retired electrician from Parkersburg, West Virginia. He's putting me a bunch of stuff in a box, sending me a bunch of stuff. He's sent me stuff before. He's an awesome guy. So yeah, I think he's going to send me some really high-tech, really nice wire nuts, because he doesn't like to see me use Wagos. He's going to send me some high-quality zip ties, probably way better than I would ever buy myself, and some more good Scotch 33 and 88 electrical tape. So appreciate you, Sam. We'll just wait and see what we'll get in that box, and whatever it is, we will really appreciate it. And if you want to send me something, post office box is in the description below. Catch y'all later. Or no. Now let's get back to the video. As you can see, in 1976, they used a real high-tech system to run the lights and everything and the gauges on an instrument cluster and a Chevrolet pickup. They use these little 168 lights. I think that's what they are. Let's see here. Yeah, 168 light bulbs in these holders. All right, these holders just go in here and twist, and when they do that, they make contact with those little copper inserts in this ribbon. So this is just kind of stuck to the back of the gauge cluster. There's where the connector goes in. Really high-tech stuff. All right, but what I found was all of these were corroded. All of my bulb holders are corroded. All of my bulbs were corroded. The contacts were corroded. So, here's what they look like. Pretty dull, corroded looking. Here's what they look like after I clean them. Okay, so how'd I clean them? Well, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna get in there. I mean, cleaning the fuses is easy. Pull the glass fuse out, take a little piece of sandpaper, really fine grit sandpaper, and take and just clean the contact up. Easy peasy. But I was like, how in the world am I gonna clean the contacts in there? So I done like most of you all. I went on YouTube University. Let me get my university out. I went on YouTube University, searched how to clean the fuse box out on a classic vehicle. Video popped up, British dude, and he was working on an even older vehicle than this, and he had the exact same issue, and he showed taking a stick match. He said it's very abrasive, and you just stick it in there and take the fuse out and just rub that in there and clean that. Okay, well, he's in England, I'm pretty sure. He had red matches, which worked very, very well. All I could find was some kind of goofy green matches. Oh, I'm sure they're environmentally friendly, but they're not very abrasive. So what I done was use the stick match, because it was just really the right size to get in there and do it. Put a little rubbing compound on it and just take and rub it around. I cleaned all these bulb holders, and I cleaned all these contacts on this gauge cluster, all but that one. I'm going to show you kind of how, I mean, they look a lot better. That's super dull. Those look better. And I put all brand new bulbs in there. They were cheap. Went to Advance Auto and bought a whole pack of them, 10 of them. Takes 10. And that's going to work on that. I'm going to clean that last one, put my bulbs in, and show you that this works, and then we'll wrap this video up, because I got to clean that fuse panel out, clean all them contacts. That's going to take a bit. Since this gauge cluster is all so high tech, we're going to test it high tech. I got a battery, got a couple test leads, and let me show you how we do this. So all we do is touch one lead to one trace, go to the other trace, and hopefully you can see, because my hands are in the way, but it looks like all of our instrument lights are working. That just lights the instrument panel, the gauges. Down here is our one of our turn signals. It lights up. You can't see. There's the other one. It lights up. I think. I mean, you can't go wrong here. So one of these is going to be. Oh, that's the. There you go. There's just the lights for the gauges. Okay. Yeah. That's probably the high beam indicator. So yeah, that's how we did that. You may recognize this as I cleaned the lens up on that. It's still not perfect, and it's got scratched up a little bit with me taking it out and everything. Well, it is what it is. It's an old truck, and so yeah, corrosion can cause you some issues, whether you're working on a, what is that, a 24. whether you're working on a 58-year-old truck or whether you're working on a 5-year-old motorhome. Corrosion will get you, and if you ain't bright enough to use your test light, it'll get you too. So that's all I got for today. Sorry I don't have any RV videos, but I had one job last week. Last week was New Year's week. I had one job. Not because I turned jobs down, because phone didn't ring. And y'all saw that video. That was the breakers, the 12-volt breakers. But I was able to test those with a multimeter, and it worked out perfect. But I got to start leading with the light. That's just all there is to it. So let's get busy cleaning those that fuse box up, cleaning all the fuses. And I think I've had some other electrical issues. I bet they all go away. So don't y'all have electrical issues? Get down in that comment section. Leave me a comment, criticism, concern. And hopefully I'll have some RV work next week. Well, RV videos? Yeah. So catch y'all later. If y'all want to see more about my old truck, go check out my other channel, Hillbilly RV Behind the Curtain. Link in the description. Catch y'all later.